wir sind hier bei
Future of Battle Rap!
International Time. On my right side, from London, UK champion, UK legend. Your old stories battle against disaster for sure. Now, make some noise for Gemini!
Yeah!
Our German MC on this side. He battled in Diltil against Pamphlet. His second performance in English. Make some noise for the GOAT, for Joseph STEINSCHLEUDER!
Yeah!
Joseph is beginning. Let's go!
Yo! I'm kinda Slavic. I got a mate called Davidov. We were hanging out when Yasin phoned me on my Apple Watch. He was like, there's a new guy in town, we gotta get this battle on. I was like, nah man, I'm on to bigger things like rating all my favorite vintage porn on Letterboxd. He was like, nah man, you gotta do it, it's a matting cuss. I was like, Yasin, you're not Jamaican, you can't say that stuff. But then I found out he was the double champ and such, rapping about blasting guns and hiding knives smaller than a hamster long, and I said, you know what, it's alright, so I dapped him up. But then I found out you once opened for Billie Eilish, and that's not fucking gangsta blood. Your name on Twitter is Champ. Classic British understatement. And your titles are all you ever talk about. And I think that's amazing, because you're not even the double champ anymore, but the Don't Flop title isn't vacant, it just Don't Flop became so irrelevant, the title just evaporated. It's true, right? Remember how you told Quill? I'm don't flop like O'Shea on a shark. I'm don't flop like Pamphlet spitting a dog. Well, now you really are don't flop, man, because you're fucking irrelevant, bro. And I know what you're thinking. Coming from an actual nobody, right? Well, my battle against CSN Galactico has more... My battle against CSN Galactico has more views than both of your title matches combined. Considering there's a lot more English speakers than German speakers alive, so now we're looking at a depressed fella. Why? Because of the views? Nah, just because I was dressed better. And I mean, he's into fashion, you're into fashion, right? And I think the industry is quite promising. And I also feel like you kind of look like the bad guy from a movie about runaway modeling. You know, like the evil model trying to turn the main girl bulimic? I don't know about you guys, but I can kind of see it. Also, in certain outfits, you look like the kind of guy who could say, you know what, the new Drake stuff is actually hard. Coincidentally, you once posted on Twitter you think that Getz is better than Kendrick Lamar. Getz is better. Who do you think is better, Getz or Kendrick Lamar? You? What do you think, Getz or Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick.
Favorite song? No, I guess we'll never know. Dude, you're quoting yourself on Twitter. That exposes you as the corniest poet. He's like, damn, that's a great bar. I just wonder who wrote it. It's like sucking your own dick in public. Although that's actually bittersweet. Because, no, actually it's impressive, so it's bittersweet. And I actually have a friend who can suck his own dick. You may know him as Triple Beat. Man, in German I could be spitting freeze and leave this British fiend silent like Mr. Bean. I lied before. 9 years ago I was already watching your gritty schemes, so this guy is like family to me, but I still gotta bully him on stage, turn Gem to Meg, this cosmic symmetry. If he's wearing shades inside, believe me, he has a lazy eye. If he's not wearing shades inside, well then fuck me, I lied.
Let's go! First round, Gemini.
Yo! So it's Gemini versus Joseph I don't know. But you about to get cooked, no pressure. We are doing this in your country, because in my country, they wouldn't book you ever. But this is my first time battling a real life nerd. But you don't look so clever. Bro, you look like Count Dracula, Harry Potter, and Jeffrey Dahmer put together. But this is my second time in Germany in under a month. I don't even know shit about you, but I come to have fun. I don't want to hear name flips about Gemini. That stuff would be dumb. I only changed the second I in my name to let you know I am one of them ones. Go suck on your mum. In my country, you're middle tier. It's over here that they believe in him. But I don't like your image. I don't know what they can see in him. So I'm gonna send him to the afterlife. The next time you want to speak to him, the only way they can contact this average Joe is through a medium. But good evening, nah. Good evening, nah. I come to kill you, because I ain't got no conscience. Do you want to get 3-0'd or beat up? You only get those options. Have you ever seen Family Guy?
Yeah.
You look like Quagmire with a coke problem. But after I put you in a wheelchair, they'll change his name from Joe Steiny to Joe Swanson. I will go rob him, because you are just a geek, that's a fat bitch, and these ain't really the people I rap with. I don't care if you speak English and we understand it. That just means you adapted to a scene we established, but I don't relate to you. Me and you are not equals, and that's it. Because if you ain't ever been in a trap with fiends for the habits, put your life savings in a shoebox or hid the keys in a mattress, you can rap in English all you want, but you're still not speaking my language. I will damage little Joseph. Or do you prefer a slingshot? Well, what do you know about really trapping, where you really have to sling shots? Or me, breaking your arm, they'll have to put it in a slingshot or a 38 in your mouth. Any disrespect will get slingshot. I think not. You, I'm not showing 1 ounce of sympathy. 1 round will injure him, have him feeling like he got stung by 1,000 killer bees. I heard you're a giant in this scene. Well, I doubt that instantly, because I came in for a riot. David versus Goliath. What I do with a slingshot will go down in history. Left in misery, because I don't really like how you moving. What are you gonna do when all of these fans have got you losing? Your career's on the rocks now. I'm leaving it too ruined. He'll be crying in a corner. Now, for the first time ever, everyone's asking Joey, how you doing? I will move to him. Big blade. 1 stab is deadly. I'm from the era where we grow up, we grab machetes. Let your boys jump in. I'll slash his belly, and that'll be the first friend that winds up dead, like Matthew Perry. You don't have to tempt me. You are a fucking nerd. And I don't know which guy can sell that. Because you sound like you look like. And you look like you smell bad. Now, you look like a sexual predator, if there ever was one. If you was following my daughter in an alley, I would tell her to run. If you was following my girl on a bridge, I would tell her to jump. Your phone, your iPad, your laptop. You look like you have child porn on every one. I don't have a slogan. I never came up with one. But I'm from England, so it's only right I tell you, suck your mum.
Let's go, second round.
Dude, it's STEINSCHLEUDER. Why can't you pronounce my last name? It's German for slingshot. Your last name is Zerbafi, which I suppose is Persian for fishkopf. Fishkopf is the head of a fish. And you're telling me that I'm a nerd. Maybe I'm a nerd in a plain white tee, but I'm a nerd and I can rap like you, whereas you could never do maths like me. and then you're coming with the Harry Potter bars, and that's pretty sick, y'all. He's trying to push my buttons, but we're not playing pinball. And how am I Harry Potter? He threw the brick who just ran into a brick wall. Look, you went on Beta Squad. It's like YouTube channel. You went on Beta Squad and they played Guess the Rapper. And they guessed it was you. But you weren't even the rapper. When they picked him, he was like, yeah, well, so I'm a battle rapper and I do music, but it's more like a hobby, so I actually work in inventory. Dude, even my man Yolle works as a wedding rapper, so he's more with this shit. I'm sorry. You look like the kind of guy who's posting Instagram stories about choosing a perfume. I smell that. When Super Hot Fire said, I'm not a rapper, he felt that. You're facing annihilation. Think the novel of Well Beck. The only answer is submission. You're getting atomized, so that's that. By the way, you did Shoddy a couple of times. Shoddy Horace, like a UK battle rapper. So you did Shoddy a couple of times. Turns out it was just empty shouting, because he killed you with 1 diss track. Nobody found that astounding. Then it took you 26 days to respond, 1 day to record, 25 to pick a matching outfit. The track was shit, by the way. Then Shoddy responded within 24 hours. It was sad to see the champion drowning. And then Shoddy did 1 more diss track. At this point, it would have been more merciful just to clap the Browning. And then on September 11th, you went online and said you're done battling UK guys. It's only internationals from now on. And that's when whoever thought the gem was towering over us saw the narrative collapsing. You're not even living up to your full potential. So how could he be the winner? I mean, your mustache is thin. Oh, but it could be even thinner. Yo, my shit is hot, even in freezing winter, because I stand on principle like Seymour Skinner. Usually, you promote your battles a lot, but with this one you haven't, G. Navid, why are you ashamed of me? You have like 25 battles, right? And only 3 of them are filled with actual content. That's shocks, disaster, maybe raptor a little bit, but mostly shocks, disaster, and soul. The latter I had to read on Genius because the video's deleted, so that was awkward. In the others, you just talk about your and your opponent's past wins and losses. And the same goes for your tweets, your Facebook, your interviews, a lot of what you have to offer. Besides the wordplay, it's just an endless stream of, I've won against this guy, and you lost against this guy, and I'm currently top 3 or top 5, and I've been battling for 10 years and keeping the scene alive, and then once I hit this great other round against this other guy, and then you check out the other round, it's more of the same shit. It's like, I've been a menace from the start, and you weren't fresh and I was hard. Dude, it's just so recursive. You win battles by talking about your past achievements. And if you're wondering why nobody cares for British battle rap, that's the reason. You know, the viewers, they want like actual content, different people, competing ideas, and what they're getting instead is 5 versions of the same guy endlessly arguing over who's on a killing spree and who killed whom in 2023. Yo, you guys need to widen your scope and talk about some actual stuff. Then the people will follow. It's completely useless to promote all the time if the very thing you're promoting is completely hollow. And if you're wondering why you should take advice from me, it's because I'm emblematic of my scene and it's flourishing, and you're emblematic of yours and it's fucking dying, G. So don't come at me bragging with shit like I should be the one thankful for the chance that was given while you're out here getting views and money and last years you haven't been seeing, and on top of that you're getting a battle strictly about you as a person. So you're fucking welcome, Navid.
Second round, Gem.
Right, Joseph. Me battling you isn't really worth it for clout. This the part where you get your ass murked in a round. I'ma start hurting him now. Watch his head burst on the ground. You didn't think I would stock enough bars for this battle, but I really came to burn this shit down. You're a clown. But I really came to burn this shit down. You're a clown. And you dealing with your worst nightmare. I am a London nigga that don't fight fair, that will knock you off your high horse. Wait, that ain't right, yeah. Cause you're not a man on a high horse, you're a little boy in a high chair, so I'll pull up. You're not a man on a high horse, you're a little boy in a high chair, so I'll pull up with a burner boy. Just give me your location and I'll be right there with a left hook. Just send me the location and I'll be right there with a left hook and a right there with the boxing speed of Apollo Creed. If I connect, I am dropping G's quicker than Elon Musk on a shopping spree. If I connect, I am dropping G's quicker than Elon Musk on a shopping spree. That will change your facial features like the character settings in Pro Evolution Soccer 3. If you mocking me, bring your squad, your team. If you mobbing deep, I'll bring enough havoc to take on you and any one of your prodigies. They are shook ones. They are shook ones. But take a chance and pull my card. Like a game of Monopoly, I will go gel. Right after I bring a metal piece to your property. You're a proper freak. You look like you stalk women and try following them home. Fuck Joe Steiny, you are Joe Goldberg. The incel type that's never had a wash cause he's alone. You need Dior Sauvage, Creed Aventus. After this, you can come shopping with me, bro. But first, Jean-Paul Gaultier. I'm about to get famous off a body in cologne, cause I'm from London. I'm about to get famous off a body in cologne, cause I'm from London, where you'll see man driving a German whip, blacked out windows, leaning back, or see man firing a German stick. If I clap rounds, you won't get feeling back. But why do you even rap? Because I never heard of you before this. This is just me paying my charity. Do you know how many man say I'm the end game in the battle scene? A real life Thanos, but I don't need a click on stage when you battle me. And depending on which gem you get, it can really change your reality. And depending on which gem you get, it can really change your reality. Your face is a tragedy. Your nose is disgusting. I know somebody in your family must have passed it down. I don't know if that's making your mother disappointed or your father proud. Bro, your nose is longer than one of Disaster's rounds. Bro, your nose looks like it works 2 jobs and owns one of the bars in town. That shit is foul. I know your family saw it, it must have caused a drama. That shit is the reason dads go on the TV show Moria after their son is born, hoping they don't hear the words, "You're the father." You're a nerd, thinking that you're a martyr. I'll cut your face with a sword that's sharper than the storytelling skills of Akira Toriyama. 1,000 cuts. You will get tortured hard to the point you get PTSD every time you have to tell the story after. Last time I was in Berlin, it was closed casket. I just covered up a Middle Eastern born disaster like the IDF do with the war in Gaza. Do you snort coke? Because you look like a junkie. To you I am God tier. There is no one that you can look to above me. I walk on water like Jesus Christ. And even the Bible knows Joseph could never son me. But I don't have a slogan. I couldn't come up with one. But I got 3 words for this Harry Potter looking motherfucker. Go suck your wand.
Yo, the round was all right, but something just didn't sit with me right. What do you mean, little boy? Dude, we're the same height. And then he came with the nose bars. Dude, I thought you were my friend. After those nose bars, Jolly J never's gonna book you again. I watched your interview with Disaster, and Disaster had a great quote. Like, the wisdom was lethal. He said, "I'm one of the people who believes that gangsta rap was intentionally brought into hip-hop to destroy it by Zionist white people." So Zionist white people destroyed hip-hop. At first I thought, Disaster, if you mean the Jews, just say the Jews. You know, nowadays nobody cares, you know, it's quite common. But then I thought, wait, so we, the Jews, invented and popularized gangsta rap? Wait, that's actually awesome. I didn't even know we run like that. Yo, somebody tell Davy Jones, give me my fucking culture back. Yeah, but like anti-Semitic conspiracies from Mr. Jews didn't go to work on 9/11, color me surprised. But let's get back to this feeble guy whose cheesy lines I could dissect like a pizza slice. But since nobody knows you here, it's fine. I will refrain from doing a deeper dive. Although, I'm gonna say one thing. Usually, when he battles Americans, he arrives at this astute observation that still boggles my mind. Because, like, have you ever noticed that, like, Americans, they have guns, whereas the Brits have knives? This really blew my mind the first 25 times, man. But look at you now, Jem. You're outside of your little cocoon. Welcome to Germany, buddy. Have you ever seen a guy getting killed with a spoon? Yeah. He's always on about West London like that has some type of criminal energy, bro. What you know about UDK's szenisches Schreiben? That shit fucks you up mentally. Well, the last 5 relevant UK battle rappers are eating each other's shit like the human centipede. I feel like I'm the only one around here still practicing his soliloquies. Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It's gonna sound like a compliment, but it actually isn't. So you shouldn't ignore it. I feel like you're flawless to the point where it's boring. I watched a lot of your stuff and it's very well made, but it's just rarely exciting. You know, we love people for their flaws, so that's why your shit just isn't enticing. You even had an interesting life, right? You raised your goddaughter, you went to court, but you're talking about it in such a perfectly polished way that I just don't give a fuck. And you said you ghostwrite for bigger artists. And that makes so much sense, because your skills are great, but for an actual artist, I'm looking for something else. And although you're probably better, I still prefer listening to Tony, Bobby, and Raptor. I didn't watch your movie, but I'm sure you're also a great actor. You even said it yourself. Remember, the people used to say you won, but they just didn't talk about it much. Sometimes I feel like you're a perfectly calibrated robot with the rehearsed hand gestures and all that stuff. You know, it's a paradox. Sometimes making no mistakes is actually worse than making some, and that's not fair. So good luck, Gemini, and keep on battling until you have more titles than there are people in the world who fucking care.
So listen, Joseph. Let me get serious. Me and you are 2 completely different rappers. I'm from the era where we would rush our friends if they didn't back it. You're from the era where you can rap about guns even if you didn't clap them. You're one of these nerds who use battle rap to be interactive because you never had anybody that you could interact with. If it was up to me, there would be a completely different practice because we both set the levels, but they're judged at a different standard. We have different stats, and I did the math quick, like algebra. You're part of the equation, but you will never be in my bracket. The shit is tragic. It's like we forgot what the mission plan is. Now the ones who wrote the books have got an answer to the ones who skipped the chapters. The ones who learnt the formula but never lived, just acted. The ones who write for quick reaction instead of the ones who really exhibit talent. That's why I can rap like this for the whole round and never switch the pattern. Cause it's a man who can't rap a lick versus a man who made a lick off rapping. Out here. This a man who can't rap a lick versus a man who made a lick off rapping. Out here. Flying a flag for Britain, swinging jabs like Ricky Hatton. Versus this Jeffrey Dahmer looking motherfucker that finds kids attractive. Type to take a solo trip to Paris so he can go to Disneyland and not have anybody that he's with distract him. If you ever was to disrespect me in real life, I would quickly slap him. He'd do an instant backflip like an Olympic gymnastic. And all the one of the kids you rap with can get it too. I will get your whole circle cropped like when an alien ship has landed. Tell your chick to scramble, her wig gets dragged to a pit and then dipped in acid. I made a bed for you and your chick like a civil marriage. After this, he's gonna wish he had that Men in Black shit to flash so we could live as if this didn't happen. After this, he's gonna wish he had that Men in Black shit to flash so we could live as if this didn't happen. But I'm done. But I don't wanna have to diss all these rappers because in my country and your country, there's too much politics that have happened. So I want to say something else because whenever it's election time, our politicians be telling lies, infecting minds, making promises that they ain't kept in time. They're trying to stop the Texan nines or arrest our guys for selling white. They say they understand, but no, they'll put us in a cell to die. A bunch of hypocrites that think that they can tell us right, but when they go to wars, they'll kill civilians that weren't meant to die. Always talking about the roads, always talking like they know. They've never seen 1,000 G's unless we're talking terabytes. So fuck all these clowns. I wish that we could bore them now, take them on a plane to Gaza, show them what a war's about. They say we're poor and proud. They always try to talk us down. Let's run up in 10 Downing Street and turn it to a haunted house, because who you voted for is always just a hopeless cause. Voting for these omens is bringing war like a Trojan horse, because when they roll to war with weapons that explode and more, 1,000 people die for every single English soldier born. But I just wanted to end this with the realest words. But if a war does kick off, I hope they kill you first.
Make some noise for these two motherfuckers! This battle is unjudged. We're done. Make some noise once again, man!
Future of Battle Rap International Battle Time, the first international battle at Future of Battle Rap between Josef STEINSCHLEUDER and GEMIN1. Starting off, obviously you didn't know him at all, probably, as like a German battle rapper. How was it?
I watched like some of his battles, so I knew. I watched him versus. I watched you in the red.
Oh yeah, I get to say a singer like
Yeah. I watched you in the one where I felt like you might have been a bit drunk.
Oh yeah, exactly. Got a drunk one, Harlem T. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say you've got the best Josef battles out there. Holo versus Oregano would have been dope as well. But how was it to research it when you don't understand anything?
It was super hard. It was very, very hard, very impossible.
Yeah.
But I watched him versus Pamphlet and I just thought, I'm just gonna rap. Like, I'm not super personal anyway in my style, unless it's like a big, like a UK battle where they want to hear that type of stuff from us. So I just thought, after the last battle in Germany, I kind of realized the best thing I can do is just rap well.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd rap sort of just good bars at him and obviously use a lot of Joe flips, talk about a few things, but I didn't want to go super personal with it just because I thought it's better to just show them rap school.
Yeah, for sure. On the other hand, I heard that you watched him a lot in the past, right?
Yeah, when I watched Don't Flop, when I started watching battle rap at all, I think it was like 2013 or something. And then I watched him. I watched your battle against Shocks when it came out, I remember. And then I stopped watching UK battle rap. I think for the most part, I watched a little bit. So and now that I revisited all of them, like I went on Verse Tracker and then I just watched all of them. It was really hard. It wasn't like just the amount, just day after day. I think I just 3 days just watched it all, read all the tweets, read all your Facebook stuff, just read anything. And I do that anyway. Like I do that with all of my opponents anyway.
Yeah, you had a lot of research.
Yeah,
I respected that.
Yeah, that's generally maybe a difference. Is it in the UK scene as well that there are some people that are doing as much research as he did? Like,
I think the difference is in the UK, like all the stuff he said, maybe not necessarily like the tweets, but even then, like most of the people in the scene know that stuff. So he's just getting as clued up as everyone already else is in my scene. So he's saying a lot of things that maybe this crowd didn't get. But the English fans will be like, oh shit, he knows what he said, oh rah, like he said a lot of bars, you saw it, like he was saying bars that I got that the crowd didn't get. Like, so he had a lot of things I think the English crowd will like, but usually I don't need to like heavy research all the UK guys because I've been around them for years. I've seen their careers. There's nothing. I think the level of research he did is just getting as much information as the rest of the UK scene had on me. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you should do as a professional.
Yeah, for sure. You started with in your second part you were also talking a lot about already analyzing like the whole scene of UK and the decline, as I understood it, why the German scene flourishes. How, as a fan of the UK scene in the past, did you watch that decline?
The decline. Well, I mean, no, but I mean, like the decline. It's subjective, of course. It's like based on taste. Of course, there was like times when like Don't Flop stopped basically, and then there was like Code Red, I remember, and then like the Premier battles, I think, as well. And I just, at one point, I stopped watching. Well, I watched a lot less English-speaking battles, and I watched a lot of Russian battles, which I still do, because I just like them better, and better than the Germans as well, of course. But yeah, I remember. I think I talked about it in the pamphlet battle as well. That like at some point it was like I remember there's just being the different characters, a lot of humor, a lot of like I don't know. I loved watching Pedro and whatever. And then at one point I just clicked in, and it was just. I felt like, mostly just rap, and it's cool, but it's like, for me, I prefer like the older stuff, so that's why I said it. And also, of course, it has like a personal thing, because like everybody feels that he, as an international guy coming here, like, which is a big honor for us, but at the same time, I wanted to say that like we in Germany, we have a scene, and it's like click-wise, like bigger mostly.
I feel like people may think it's bigger just because historically it's been bigger, of course. Like we've got. Like, put it this way, like if everyone watches all the American battlers, the Americans and the British battlers have they know more about each other than, let's say, the Americans might know about the German battlers. But if we're talking about like an actual scene, it's not, you have a bigger scene over here than currently in the UK. So I get what you mean. It was a good angle because it's a level playing field more than it is someone's doing anyone a favor. Because I come out here because I wanted to get the German fan base to re-tap in like our Battle Disaster, and I was like, yo, it's sick out here. I want to like.
And they loved it as well. Yeah, they loved your battle
for sure. Yeah. And you also announced that you stop battling UK battlers, right?
I've got there's nobody in the UK I can really battle. There's only, obviously, everyone wants to see me versus Shorty Horror, but he's long with that.
He doesn't want to do it.
He's just a long person. He does want to do it, and he doesn't want to do it, and he's just long. He does want to do it, don't you, Shorty? But but you're long, and you know you're long, and
you also
there's no UK battlers I have on my mind.
I felt that quite similar as to the disaster battle. You didn't try to dumb it all down at all for the crowd, and every bar was just as written as you would have written it in the UK. Is that how you wanted to do it, or is it like also less complex than in
for disaster? I definitely overthought it, and I definitely if I could do certain things in the disaster battle again, I would. I still like the battle. I'm happy the way it's been received online, but I'm a very, very hard critic. So the disaster battle is one of the few battles that if I could do certain things again and rap an extra minute like he did, or two, I would have. But I was, going into the disaster battle, I was very, very unmotivated for just everything to do with battle rap. The disaster battle actually got me remotivated for battle rap. So
nice.
It's a double-edged sword, but I was happy with the disaster battle, but he's someone I'd love to catch again and just fuck up.
Yes. How is it for you, like rapping and performing and writing in non-mother tongue for you, and like in English?
Actually, German is not my mother tongue. No, but I'm the best in German. It's harder, of course. It takes longer usually. Like for pamphlet, it took longer. And I'm just my strengths in German. I can rap fast. I can rap I can do more rhyming. I usually don't do a lot of rhyming in German as well, but it's still easier. Like there aren't crazy long rhyme schemes, but they're still like more natural to me. So in English, it's harder. And so I had to rely more on humor and more on analysis. And also I wanted to basically, like how the way I portrayed it, like you do this stuff in England and we do this stuff in Germany. And like usually a lot of people tell me like, Meta-Ebene. People love to say like meta, on a meta level. And this time I really wanted to do something on a meta level by battling in a way that is more common here. So not trying to do wordplay, not trying to do like bars, not like screaming or whatever, just content, like not the greatest punchlines, not the greatest rhymes, not the greatest this and that, just content. That's what I wanted to do. And that was not very hard. Like it would have been a lot harder to like with the whole wordplay and bar stuff. That would have been a lot harder for me, definitely.
Yeah, then in the
Rubik's Cube's a man.
Yeah, of course, yeah, I don't know.
In the final round, you talked about him being almost too perfect as a battle rapper, so that you lose interest. Is that how you perceived it as a fan?
Yeah, not as a fan, but like when I researched it, I tried to find something, and it was hard to find something. It was the rap was good, like the background was good. I didn't even find anything like based on looks or based on whatever. It was just hard to find. But at the same time, there was a certain element of I knew I would have been more interested if like he had a crazy downfall or he had like a crazy past or whatever. So yeah, I meant that basically. Yeah.
No, it's a good angle.
Yeah, you also nodded like the whole time and were like,
hey, heavy is the head. So I agree. No, it is. Yeah. Sometimes I always say that it's better. People's stories matter. So people like seeing. Like one of the good things that was happened is when I did lose. Because I've had like one judge loss against my brother Koj, and then we had a 2-on-2 together. We bantered off it, but those things actually do help. Like some of people's favorites, they've all taken losses. So it gets a bit boring when
winning
you're
all the time.
Not winning, but just it gets boring if
just flawless.
just No, not flawless, but it's just if you're watching a TV show, you need drama. So if there's no drama, it's not entertaining. So sometimes you need some drama.
Nice. And you went a lot with like very heavy bars about superficial things like his name, his geekiness and all that. But then in the end, you ended with like politics and a general statement, more or less. What was your thoughts behind that?
Mainly because I thought in my third round, it's probably best I just do my own sort of thing. I rapped like one rhyme scheme for like the majority of the round, and that's something I don't always get to do, but I was like, because I'm in Germany, I think they like rapping and I don't need a reaction for this and they probably won't stop me, which is great. So I can just rap through this little fun multi-scheme. I can kind of rap most of it to the camera. I can say what I like, and then people can just kind of appreciate it as like one piece.
Nice. On top of that, how do you perceive like the German crowd? You had like 2 crowds in 2 months now.
I think it's sick out here. Yeah, I love it out here. I think it's sick.
Today was pretty quiet. Like usually in Germany, it's a lot louder. Like with Disaster, for example, that was like the usual level. And like today it was a little. I mean, it's all right. It's fine, but like usually it's louder. And if there would have been a main match in German, I think we would have seen like.
I feel like this was louder than your pamphlet battle, though.
Yeah, maybe that. I don't. Maybe it's because of the English. Maybe that's the difference. But usually,
it's gonna be the English is gonna make. It's gonna make your reaction. If you rap that in German, it's gonna be completely different. Like, for me, I think the reactions were probably the same as Disaster, but it's just
less.
There's less people. Yeah, there's less people, so it's less sound. You know what I mean? But I think it was the same.
Yeah, you got a lot. Generally, I think from the international batters coming to Germany, you're probably the one that gets the most reactions. Which is, I don't know if it's also like the delivery because it's like very perfect, like you said, but also like the bars. Normally, I don't understand everything. Like for example, when Disaster raps, I didn't get every bar, but the way you portray it makes it way more like easy to get for non-speakers, which is very good, I think.
That's super dope. That's interesting.
Yeah, and like for you, how was it like generally? It was like your second battle in international. How was it like if you compare it to the first one where you said like Pamphlet was never one of those guys you followed and all of that?
No, it was similar. It was similar. Like I knew more about Pamphlet. Like from Pamphlet, for example, if you just scroll his Facebook, there's like his whole life is there. Like I've seen so many pictures with his wife. Like so many pictures with his wife, and then the divorce, and then that's it. And so just that. Using that and just I knew a lot more about him just from I didn't watch all of his battles because he has literally like 90 battles. Like Pamphlet is crazy. He has so many battles, and I liked him as well. I didn't think he was weak, but it was basically similar.
He's evil, you know.
Pamphlet or
him. He's evil.
Yeah, no, I usually it's a lot of times even with the German ones I know stuff I don't use in the end. Like sometimes I find out stuff and then I just don't use it because it's like too evil or too personal. But I like to know it all first and then I can maybe like sort it out.
Get the understanding of the character.
Literally like for the first like 10, 20, 30 battles, I think I probably knew to which school each of my opponent went. Just to know it. You know, you never know. Just good to know. Like, that's how I do it. But like, I know.
Did you ever know something like that about your opponents?
I don't know no school anyone's ever been. None of them. Not one. I don't know their mum's name, anything.
But that's like generally the difference between the two styles of like UK battles versus German battles that I was most interested in because I was for sure that you're like superficial and very like wordplay affiliated and you have like more of your research gate behind you. And it was very very interesting and I really loved it and I love to watch it again and get more of your bars on top of that. And
I think it's a good style clash. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah,
he had a lot of like direct stuff. I had a lot of just bars and stuff. And I think people will like both sides, which is what you want.
Yeah, for sure. Was a very... Do you have a question left? We had a very, very good international battle between Josef STEINSCHLEUDER and Gemini. Future of Bdad, Fallout 5. First international battle. Peace out.